You've got 200 years of history echoing in these damp, moist walls. She rises early in the morning. Good morning. Today I've been invited to film something truly epic. Standedge Tunnel. It's the longest, deepest and highest tunnel in the whole of the UK. It's the highest because it's so many metres above sea level. It's the deepest because it's got all the Pennines on top of it. And it's the longest because, well, it's just long. And it's going to take us about 2 hours to get through it. And I've actually done this tunnel on my narrowboat, the Rum Wench, a few years ago now in 2020, between lockdowns. Cruised through this all the way along the Huddersfield Narrow, the Huddersfield Broad, the Calder and Hebble, and then came down the Rochdale. But today's going to be very different because I'll be doing it as a passenger, so I won't be worrying about scraping my cabin roof, getting covered in spider poo. I'm just going to be able to enjoy it for what it is and relax. So there's a few ways you can go through this tunnel. One is on your own boat, like I've done previously. The second is on this lovely boat here that's just arrived. And then just behind is the kayaks, and you can go on an organised canoe kayak ride through. I'll be going on this. Also today I'm here with Amy and Wes. Some of you may know from the lovely YouTube channel Boat Time. Now Amy and Wes are going to be going through on a canoe. I'm going through on the big boat, and all these trips can be booked on the Canal and River Trust website. So it's an electric powered boat. This is the one in front electric as well.
This is called the tug part. This is a very small unit, and the long boat is actually a separate boat as well with drivers.
Now we know it's two boats lashed together with steering at both ends to keep us off the rocks. It's time to hop aboard for a quick safety chat before we vanish into the darkness. So here we go, let's get on this boat. This is so exciting. So I'm the first on the boat and I had to take this seat, didn't I? Have a look at it. That seat doesn't look comfy, does it?
Before we go into the tunnel, a few safety issues. If you're outside, front or back, you must have to wear a helmet. If you're outside, please don't try and reach for anything that's sticking out. Keep your arms and your limbs in the confines of the boat.
With the safety briefing over, it was time to enter the darkness. This is Standedge Tunnel, the longest, deepest and highest canal tunnel in the UK. Carved beneath the Pennines, it stretches over 3 miles long with not a single towpath in sight. So here we are, we're going to go back into the mountain. Built more than 200 years ago, this engineering feat connects Marsden in Yorkshire to Diggle in Greater Manchester. It took 17 years to complete because blasting through solid rock by hand wasn't exactly quick or easy. And back in the day, boatmen had to leg it through, literally, lying on planks and pushing the boat along the walls with their feet, while their horses took the scenic route over the hill. Imagine it though, underground in darkness for hours with just the sound of dripping water and wood grinding on stone.
We've just passed now what's called a legging plate. A legging plate was there for when the guys were doing the legging, so they know exactly where they actually are in the tunnel.
I'm singing, just singing in the rain.
So coming through these tunnels, it can get quite moist at times. And the tunnel was built in 1811 and it's 3.25 miles long. It's also 196 metres above sea level and 638 feet below ground. You've got 200 years of history echoing in these damp, moist walls. So being an electric boat, there's no engine noise, and those little brrrt that you can keep hearing, that's the steering mechanism. But you can also see as well that the brickwork keeps changing, and that's because it's been restored and supported at various times within its life. So we're just approaching now the first addict, and I'm going to get Stuart to tell us a little bit what an addict is. It's not what you think.
An addict is an interconnecting tunnel between our tunnel in the middle here and the disused railway tunnels on the left hand side. Years ago, before we had this communication system, what would happen is on a private boat when they came through, they would actually stop at the addict and then they would climb up above, and there's a communication box there where they'd have to put the old method of phoning in the bridge, you know, using the old telephone system.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely morning. Fancy meeting you here.
So that's the first of the checkpoint or addicts complete. This tunnel was completed in 1811, but it started in 1794. It only took 17 years to build. But now, this side, there's two disused railways. They were single track, and to this side, there's a main line all going through the Pennines, and that one's still used today. Yeah, it's amazing though, isn't it? It takes just over 2 hours to drive through this very moist tunnel. It's raining there now. But you can't lose concentration because there's all these rocks sticking out at you. It's hard work, but it's just amazing to say that you've done this, whether it's on a passenger boat like this, on a canoe, or even on your own boat. It's just wonderful. I love this section because this is what I expect a tunnel to be like. None of that fancy brickwork and concrete. I like it nice and rugged, just like this. Well, it was about time I took the helm and had a go at driving the thing. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I'll do the rest now. I'll come back to you. Is that alright? Just a reminder, because this boat is quite long, we've got the two boats attached. The driver at the front is controlling the thrusters there, and then Tony here is controlling the ones at the back. But we're all inside, and poor Tony's here on his own. And I said to him, because it's so long this journey, what do you do to amuse yourself? So this is Tony.
She was just 17. What I mean, when I wish she was way beyond compare. How could I dance with another? When I saw
Apparently this is the deepest part now, with all that mountain above us. And Tony was just saying then that it's probably the deepest ukulele concert in the world. Look at him strumming away there. You've got to keep yourself amused, haven't you? She rises up, she rises up, and up she rises early in the morning.
It's only David stopping the boat.
So what they're doing now is they're going to turn the lights off so we know what it's like back in the day in one of these tunnels.
So what we're going to do, Just turn the lights out just for a few moments. This is to give you some idea of what it would be like to work down here. And of course the only illumination you're going to be having are candles. Imagine 15 sets of navvies with candles perched on the heads. You know, the hats like, yeah. So that's how it would be. That's how dark it actually is. Okay?
Once we were back in the light and cruising again, I asked what happened to the horses from back in the day, as the tunnel used to take hours to leg it through.
Right. Well, at Marsden there, at the office where the cafe is now, and actually our office above, that used to be the superintendent's office. And he had a young son, and that son was called Thomas Bourne. And it was his job at 12 years old to get up at 5:30 in the morning. He gets the horses, ties them together and walks them 5¼ mile over to Diggle. Even though the tunnel is 3¼ miles, he would actually, by the time he's walked round Dale and uphill, it's about 5¼ miles.
When you get to bits like this, you can really feel the weight of the Pennines above you. Remember, this tunnel is 3.25 miles long. So they needed ventilation, because obviously if you're going to be in it for hours and legging it and stuff, you're going to need to be able to breathe. So they built 6 huge shafts that went right up into the mountain and beyond. Yeah, dead clever. You know, back in the day then as well, with them simple tools, which was mostly black powder and the pickaxes. You know, it's just amazing really, isn't it? And finally, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And today as well, I've been filming with Steve. Tell us a little bit about your channel, Steve.
So I follow canal restoration all over the country, and that's kind of developed into a bit of stuff like this from Canal River Trust as well. So yeah, lots of engineering and history and all that sort of stuff really.
This trip today is all run by volunteers. Each and every one of these is either retired or it's a hobby, and they're dedicating their time to do things like this. And it's not just for us, they do these trips all the time, all through the summer. They do it on school holidays, they take school trips. There's disabled access on this boat. So you need to go on the website to sort of book this. They do shorter trips as well, where they go in so far and then reverse out. So we're just through the tunnel now and we're about to moor up, but it is so lovely to feel the sun on you because it's right cold in there, cold, dusky and damp. But if you do get the opportunity to go through this tunnel, please do, because not only are you passing through time, through history, through geology, you get to experience a bit of the grit of the north up here in the Pennines. It's just amazing.
We never part, so hello, Marilyn, goodbye.
Oh, this was just such a fantastic time, and if you do get a chance to do this, hopefully you'll get these amazing volunteers that we've had today. Stuart, Tony and Captain Dave. So I'm back on the Rum Wench now, and I had such an amazing trip on that boat with the Canal and River Trust volunteers, the fellow vloggers. They are going to be putting their vlogs out probably this week, so do have a look for them. Amy and Wes did it on a kayak, on a canoe, so I'd love to see how theirs was. And obviously as well, Steve on his channel that covers a lot more of the history than I ever possibly could. But anyway, we're going to have a little bit of a rum now, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's happening next week. So we're going to be trying this. This is one of the many gifts I've got from the Crick Boat Show, a sticky toffee pudding rum. And whilst I am pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. I might as well put it all in. And also, whilst we're indulging in a little bit of a rum together, I thought I'd indulge a bit of chocolate as well. And I was given these in part of a hamper at the Crick Boat Show by Darren, Bob and Ollie the dog. Mr. Grumpy's rum balls. Already I've had a good go at them, like, you know. But just so kind, and I love it because for those that have been watching for a while, my new boat was called Grumpy. It's currently not. It's currently out the water. It's been scabbled, which is what next week's video is going to be all about. I'm going to have a little bit of a cruise and we'll go and see the boat properly together. You know, but they're really cracking on with it. The guys at New Concept Boats have just bent over backwards to do it. Everything I've thought of and dreamed of and wanted, they're making happen, which is just wonderful. So I'm going to be showing you all how the boat's progressing next week. It's going to be launched at the end of this month. So, you know, they're just really cracking on with it. So let's have a bit of a rum ball. These are like a truffle. They've got rum in them. And they're bloody gorgeous. They are so nice. But they're not helping with my diet. And also, wash it down with the rum. So cheers everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my God. Wow. That sticky toffee pudding rum. It's so sweet and so gorgeous. And when you've got a ball in your mouth at the same time, it's just perfect. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. But before I go, just a huge massive thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week.